and welcome back. And in this week's video, despite it being so grey and looking like November outside, which it really is, I have checked the weather forecast and we are set to have somewhat of a mini heat wave over the weekend, which I'm really praying for. And so I'm going to take advantage of the good weather and I'm going to bring to you something that I love more than ever to do, and it is a full tablescape and create a outdoor barbecue scene and setting. And I'm going to show you how I create that using everything that's in abundance all around us at this time of the year. I'm going to show you how I create a cohesive tablescape, so we will have everything from a nice menu. I'm going to show you and share with you a gorgeous spring summer cocktail collection. So I will be showcasing here my newest collection, which is my Wicklow Garden collection, based on a beautiful bird that visits me here in the garden every few days, known as the Eurasian jay. He is blue and browns and just stunning. And then all of the wild garlic that's literally in abundance everywhere, as well as ferns and all of the nice greenery. So all of that is going to be encompassed to create this beautiful tablescape. So sit back, relax, get something nice to drink. And if you want to recreate this gorgeous summer barbecue, I'm going to share some recipes on here as well. I'm going to show how I'm creating the most gorgeous spring summer side dishes to go with our barbecue. I'm also going to take you on a little shopping trip because there are some things that I want for this particular table setup, and I'll take you along to get those. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get straight into this week's video. So I thought I'd just pop on here to Canva just to show you a little bit of the collection so I can show you what I'm going to be using to style and set up my barbecue. So I am in here in my design board, and this is my Wicklow Garden hosting collection. So this is going to allow you to create the exact tablescape I'm creating here in this video, and you can do this whether it's just a simple barbecue you're doing for yourself, or if you're hosting. So if you're going to have friends and family over, then this collection has everything that you need. So I've created a 5x7, which is your standard size printable invite. So if you want to send it by post, you have this gorgeous, gorgeous design. So this is my signature design on top here, which is the Eurasian jay sitting in the wild garlic leaves and the fern, which I just think it's so beautiful. It's so Wicklow. It is just inspired by everything I see here in the garden. Also very natural. We have this linen background, which I just think really elevates this collection and makes it look quite luxurious. And then I have, of course, styled this myself and come up with the text here, but you can, of course, edit that any way that you need to. So you can edit the date, the names, what the occasion is, and so on. And I have also created the exact same in a mobile version. So if you want to send this by text message, by email, you have that Evite version. Exactly the same design, just sized for your phone or email. Then I've included a custom sign. I love when I'm hosting to have a sign sitting on the countertop, say the worktop, and I just love to have something like a little message, say welcome to the McConnells, for instance, for us here, or it might be a birthday or a baby shower, whatever the case may be. You can totally customize that for yourself. So I've included that in this collection in 3 different sizes for your convenience. So a 5x7 is what I tend to use the most, and just for reference, a 6x4 would be kind of a standard photograph. 5x7 is your next size up, so it's kind of your invitation next size up photograph size for reference. Then I've also included an A4 and a US letter. So obviously there's different printer sizes in Europe and the US. So I've created it in both just so that you have the options. Then of course we have a menu. I just think if you're hosting, especially, to leave a menu on someone's plate is just such an elegant way to let them know what they're going to be having to eat. And as well as leaving it on the plate, I also have welcome sign style setup where I will have the menu kind of sitting on a countertop. So again, I've included this in a 5x7, pretty standard. This is not the menu that I'm going to be serving for this barbecue, so I'll replace that shortly when I reveal what my sides are and my barbecue menu. But you can, of course, change that to, again, whatever you want. Then, of course, name, place cards. I never ever host without having a name, place card, and I just think it's such a nice thing to elevate it slightly more by making a die cut version. So this was my initial design. Of course, you have the name here that you can edit. And then to take it one step further, I've created it so that we can die cut it. So you can cut it out, simply download, cut it out, add your name, and each one in the collection comes with 9 cards for your convenience. So you're literally printing one sheet and everyone has 9. So you can just go ahead, edit all the names of the people that are coming to your dinner party, your barbecue, your birthday party, whatever it may be, and print your full sheet. And again, for convenience, that comes in an A4 and it also comes in a US letter size, both so that they're easy print and ready to go. Then I'm also going to create a little menu. So I'm going to do a little recipe ebook of the exact food that I'm going to create for this barbecue in this video. I will leave the full ingredients. I'm going to create a shopping list for this and the cocktails so that you have everything you need to go off, shop for the ingredients and recreate this entire barbecue. And you will have a little recipe ebook to create the sides that you need to go with this barbecue for a special event or just to host for your own family. So I really have thought of everything for this collection. It is very exciting and I really hope you enjoy it. So let's get back to the video and back to real time of creating everything that we need for this barbecue. So I'm just finalizing my Wicklow Garden cocktail menu. I cannot wait to show this to you and recreate each of these in real life. These were all in my head less than an hour ago and now here they are ready. So I've got a Wild Garden Spritz, which is a light floral and delicately sweet with crisp cucumber freshness. This is effortlessly elegant and refreshing. We then have the Hedgerow Collins. This is a soft citrus with warm honey notes and a subtle orchard sweetness, fresh, balanced and quietly sophisticated. And then we have the non-alcoholic, which is the Garden Elderflower Fizz. So fresh, clean, gently floral with a soft citrus lift, light, uplifting and beautifully balanced. So there are your descriptions that will be in the menu that sits on the counter top or wherever you want to display your cocktail menu. And then you will have, of course, should I say, have your actual method and ingredients for each cocktail. So I have included how to style just so it's easy for you. But I think this is just the perfect spring summer cocktail that is fresh, really light and exactly what I was hoping to create. So I have the Wild Garlic Spritz, we have a Hedgerow Collins and we have the Garden Elderflower Fizz. So you'll be able to see all of that in real life coming up. So I've been working away for the last hour or so on what I wanted to serve for my barbecue. So I wanted to include a really fresh, light, summery salad that still kind of fits the theme of my winter garden. And I wanted a warm dish as well. So I'm going to be serving, or we're going to be barbecuing, no, I'll rephrase that, my husband will be barbecuing because he's the expert, some thick, juicy turkey steaks. I love turkey. It is just such a great, healthy source of protein. But we do go to the butchers for this because just if you're barbecuing quite often when you get these in grocery stores, they're quite thin and you just won't get that same flavor and juiciness. So I'd advise, a little tip, to get your turkey steaks from a butcher. And with that, I wanted, as I said, a fresh salad, but also I wanted something warm. So I'll quickly reveal what it is that I've been working on and what I've come up with in terms of both. Okay, so I'm jumping on here. So I came up with what I wanted ingredient-wise for my salad. And then with the help of my good old buddy, ChatGPT, I have created what now I think is the perfect salad. We've been back and forth for a little while because I wasn't happy with some of the elements. But I wanted, of course, this to match perfectly with my winter not my winter garden, sorry, it feels like winter, with my Wicklow Garden theme for the barbecue, and I wanted something fresh and light, as I said. So I have come up with a Wicklow Garden apple and wild garlic salad, which I'm literally, my mouth is watering. So this is designed to pair perfectly with barbecue turkey. So it's fresh, slightly sharp, herby and beautifully green. This is exactly what I had imagined in my head. So just fresh, bright, spring-like with the garlic, wild garlic flowers as the garnish. You've got the walnuts. It's all green. It's all fresh. We've got the apple in ribbons rather than chunks. And honestly, my mouth is just watering. So these are my created images for the recipe book that will accompany this whole collection. And then I will make these in real time for you as well. So I hope you're as excited as I am, and I hope your mouth is watering just as much as mine is. So onto the warm dish, and again I went back and forth a little bit here with ChatGPT. I wanted to use squash because butternut squash is one of my absolute obsessions, and it is just so beautifully sweet and it's so versatile, and I really wanted to use that with this. So we went back and forth until I came up. He initially had given me a butternut squash and apple dish, which I didn't want because we've got apple in the salad. So I wanted to add in some pomegranates. So the final version is my Wicklow Garden roasted butternut squash with wild garlic, pomegranate and crispy sage. And again, mouth watering. Okay, so have you ever seen anything more beautiful? You've got your roasted butternut squash, you've got your crispy sage leaves, and you've just got the fresh wild garlic chopped in amongst all your squash. And then right at the end, we'll drop in these beautiful, sparkling little pomegranate jewels. And the flavour is just going to be incredible. I already taste it. And then of course we'll drop on, these are the pumpkin seeds here that I do not want you to throw out. These are what we're going to roast, and we will throw them on top of the salad right at the end before we serve. These are your beautiful wild garlic flowers, which you can of course add in as well on top, just for a little bit of extra garlic. I'm going to double check the weather app. I'm going to do two. I always check the iPhone, but it's not as reliable as YOR weather if you're in Europe. It might be worldwide as well, but I always use YOR weather. They're very good. Okay, so this is where we're at today. Today is literally rain. Beautiful. But if we scroll to the weekend, we can see a vast improvement. Yes, let's go. It's not very often that we see this in Ireland, so we're taking advantage of this in this video. I am going to make sure that I capture this sunny weather and use it to create a beautiful barbecue, because who knows if I'll get the chance again. So I'm back with all my loot. Here is everything I picked up today. So starting off with this gorgeous tablecloth. As you know, I'm in the process of designing my own table linen collection, but in the meantime I spotted this and I just thought this was really beautiful. My table setting kind of style is usually to go very neutral with the tablecloth, and that's what you'll see with my final designs for my own collection. But I just love a stripe, and I saw this and it is the perfect color scheme, so I picked that up. It was just €12, and that is for a 140 by 180 centimeter rectangle tablecloth. It's really heavy cotton. It is such good quality. That was from PRIMARK. I picked up some gorgeous colored candles, so perfectly matched green, and they were just $1.80 for the pack of 2. Then I picked up this gorgeous jug, which actually I'm going to use as a vase, and so this was reduced down to just €5. So my plan is to pop my Oasis inside of the jug, and then I'm going to head down and cut my own foliage to make a gorgeous table display. So very wild, very natural, and just something beautiful for the center of the table. And then I picked up, to go with the candles, these absolutely gorgeous little candle holders that were reduced to just €2, and I just think they are so beautiful and so perfect. So I got 2 of those. Then I picked up a lovely scent, so jasmine and neroli reed diffuser, should I say, and I thought that would also be nice just to sit in the table and as part of the centerpiece, and it will just smell absolutely delicious. Then my husband actually surprised me and came home with these. He knew what I was doing and knew what I was setting up, and these were just so perfect. So these are 2 outdoor solar lanterns, so you can see the solar panel there on the top. These are from Dunstores Home, which I'll link below, and they're just €10 each, and they are really good size. They're lovely and tall, and of course we'll be eating during the day today, but they're still beautiful to have. They will light up at night. Just stunning. I think if we're down by the river and we're having a nice post sunset drink, that would be just lovely. Give a lovely glow. In Dunn's, I also popped in myself and I spotted this, and I just thought this was absolutely stunning. So I'm going to use this for my side salad. So it's a beautiful flower. It is very heavy glass, and it was just €12. Like, what a price for something so beautiful and unique. And I definitely couldn't leave that behind. My husband also picked up these gorgeous cloths when he got the lanterns, which are so cute. I've got some elderflower for my cocktails. That was one of the ingredients I was missing. And then, as I wanted to set up while we're down by a river, I wanted to set up a cocktail station. So I picked up this green table, a little side table, which is just so handy. So this has a tray on the top that you can remove, and this was just, I believe, €10, like unbelievable. So that is today's haul, and I will obviously add this to all of the bits and pieces that I already have in my green collection for hosting. So I'll have some green napkins and lots of other little pieces, but that is today's haul. Good morning, guys. So it is barbecue day and I am getting ready to set up the whole tablescape down in our forest garden. So down the back part of our garden that is wild and wonderful, and we are going to set up a tablescape right next to the river today. It is currently 8:21 and it is already 17 degrees. I can't actually believe it. Despite the big red nose on my face, I'm still really suffering with a sinus infection. I'm on round 2 of antibiotics. I am going to push through and we're going to enjoy this really fine weather because it doesn't happen very often in Ireland. So first port of call today is for me to get my walk, because that is a non-negotiable, as you know if you've watched any of my previous videos. So we're going to go do that now. What a day. Just look at that sky. So beautiful. This really doesn't happen very often, so I am taking it all in. I have just come out without my AirPods, which I love my walks with my podcasts, and so a little frustrating, but I'm not going to let it annoy my day because it is stunning out here. So sometimes we are nudged to just take time to be silent in nature. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go enjoy this beautiful walk and I'll take you along with me. So I'm back from my gorgeous morning walk and I'm now back in what feels like a real life log cabin sauna. It is absolutely roasting in here. So I've gone from 2 days ago needing to have the heat on full in here to now not being able to breathe. So I'm going to be popping on a fan in a few minutes. But I've just come in because I want to create and print out my name place cards and my little menu and a few other bits and pieces from my Wicklow Garden collection. And then I'm going to take those down with me and we'll go set up. So I have just printed off what I have called my Riverside Garden Barbecue. So for main course we are having turkey steaks marinated in olive oil, garlic, lemon, fresh rosemary, salt and pepper. And my sides are the Wicklow Garden roasted butternut squash with wild garlic, pomegranate and crispy sage, and a Wicklow Garden apple and wild garlic salad with fresh parmesan shavings. My mouth is watering. So I'm going to pop that in just a little frame and I will put it down on the table when we get down there. And of course you can edit any of the text any way you like. And it literally took me 2 minutes because the design is all done for you and you can just slot in what you're going to have in your meal, what your occasion is, any message, anything you like. So it is as easy as that, and I just like this natural frame for this occasion, and that is it. And I will just literally leave that sitting on the table when we get down there. Then I will do the exact same with my cocktail menu. So if you'd like to set up a little cocktail station, this is a gorgeous way of just displaying the cocktails that you can make and what you have on offer for your guests. So I'm going to pick one of these today. We are going the non-alcoholic route because So I am just down here in the Riverside part of our garden, and we have a dining table set up here, which I'm going to set for us for our barbecue dinner. It is absolutely roasting. Right about now the sun is not directly over the table, but it is going to move and we'll be right under that midday heat. So let's get decorated. I really hope you can see me because I cannot see a thing out here with the sunshine, but I want to go now and I'm going to use my new jug as my centerpiece, and I want to fill it with lots of greenery and foliage from around the area here. So what I've done is just grabbed some pieces of oasis that I have left over from another project, and I'm going to pop it in the bottom, and then that'll allow me just to kind of keep whatever foliage I get stuck in place. And I want to create something wild and wonderful right for in the center. I just sit like that, and then I have a little side table here, so I don't need to put any jugs for water or anything like that on the table. I'm going to keep them all on the side. So let's go and get my little basket and my secateurs, and we'll go and get a few bits and pieces. So I see lots of fern down here, which I'm going to grab because that's obviously featured in my Wicklow Garden design. It's also in my Nature's Treasure children's birthday collection, so it's very fitting and I just love it. It's going to give some nice height on the table centerpiece as well. Spotted some really extra tall ones up here, so they might be too tall, but I'm going to give them a snip anyway and just see. They're spectacular. Definitely too tall. We're back to the smaller ones, I think. Just had a special delivery of an iced Americano for my husband, which is so needed. I'm going to add this faux flower as well, I think, because I just had it in the studio and I thought it might just sit nicely right in the centre. Just going to place our little menu right on the table here. So I'm going to set up this part of the garden as a little pre-dinner cocktail area, and because it overlooks the river, it's just lovely and peaceful. I don't think we're going to need to light the fire, but I have my 2 solar lanterns which I'm going to pop down here as well for later when we do sit out, and we can sit here with the blanket and the fire if it does get chilly and just enjoy the sound of the river. So here is how the table is looking so far. So we've each got our place name cards, got our menu, got our wild and wonderful centerpiece, our gorgeous almost cabbage-like candle holders, all of the ribbed glass, which I just love, and I will link as much of this below as possible. I think everything pretty much I can link, bar these plates, which are actually something that I found in TK Maxx, and they are handmade in Turkey and I just love them. I did get them for Easter. So they have this beautiful hand painted lemon shimmer, almost like a flower, and they're just so weighty and beautiful. So those I won't be able to link, but this is where we will enjoy our dinner this evening. We have our little warthogs here. We have had the pleasure of spending many holidays in Africa, and these have come home with us. The river is quite dry at the moment. You can see it through the trees there. And then we have our fire pit area to chill and have a drink before and after dinner. And I don't think there'll be any paddling done today, but should they want to, the kids can just go down this way and go for a little paddle. So you'll have seen a drastic difference in the garden between this video and my previous vlog. So my husband spent 4 hours down here today, just getting this all cut back. And it is no easy task. All the way up to the house with a lawnmower and then a strimmer all around the edges. So there's the house up there, just in the trees. So we are currently in the shade with the table at the moment, which is perfect because the heat is really unbelievable. Beautiful sunshine, I won't knock it. See a perfect place for the table right now, and hopefully it stays a little sheltered when we eat. So now I'm going to go up and I'm going to prep my salads and finish prepping my butternut squash side, and then we'll get the barbecue up and running, and then we'll come down and enjoy our evening. Just back up from setting up down by the river, and it is nice to get a break from the heat. I rarely say that in this country. It is such a treat to have sunshine, but my goodness, is it hot today. So I am just going to finish prepping my butternut squash. I have already roasted that and I've crisped up my sage. So I'm just going to assemble everything now and get that side ready, and then we're going to prep the wild garlic apple salad. Okay, so I'm just going to plate up my butternut squash, but as it's so hot, this was initially to be a warm dish. I'm going to actually treat it as a cold salad dish because it's just too hot. So we have our butternut squash there. I left in all of the seeds with all of the flavour. They are absolutely delicious. Do not throw them out, as I said before. So I'm going to add them and toss them in amongst. Okay, so to my squash, I am going to add the zest of a lemon as well as some of the juice. So I'm using the one I previously used there, so the juice is coming out as I zest, which is perfect. So we just want a little of this. This is going to balance out all the flavours when I add the pomegranate. It's going to just give a lovely flavor profile. And of course we have the honey in there already. That was roasting with the squash. So that's enough there, and then we'll just take the rest of the juice. You just give that a little bit of a toss so that everything gets nicely coated. Scoop out carefully my pomegranate seeds. So I've added my pomegranate seeds in, and now I'm going to go a little bit off recipe here and just add some hummed feta because I'm having it cold. I just think that will be really tasty. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that. And the last thing to do is to add my crispy sage leaves, which are so tasty. You can just see they are like perfectly crisp, and they just give a lovely flavour as well as looking really pretty. Just taking off the stalks because I'd say they would be a little bit chewier and might ruin the crispiness of the actual leaf. And so there is our final dish, a roasted butternut squash in some honey, wild garlic, and finished with some pomegranate seeds, some toasted sage leaves, and lots of feta for just a delicious side dish to go with our turkey steaks. Okay, so I just have all my ingredients here for my salad. So I'm going to chop up again some more garlic, just as you would chives. These are the flower stems for a little bit of extra flavour because my leaves have, as I said, gone, and the flavour would just really be too bitter. So this will just give a perfect crunch and a perfect taste, but you can add in any sort of garlic here, garlic granules, fresh garlic, whichever you prefer, in place. Then I've got 40 grams of walnuts, which I'm going to just slice them in half. I'm going to pop them onto a hot pan and just toast them for just a couple of minutes to give them an extra bit of flavour. So my pan is just heating behind. So for my apple, I'm going to try to slice it into almost like matchsticks so that it's nice, not big chunky bites. So when you have it like that, we're just going to go down the way, and then we'll just get all these nice sort of matchstick shapes, and then we'll just go half again. Okay, so I have my gorgeous bowl that I picked up yesterday, and we need spinach and radish. So I actually got a bag with both in it, very handy, pre-washed. Now I'll just throw that in. And I'm going to toss in my garlic. I'm going to just pop all my apple slices into this bowl. A few of them still not thin enough. And then I'm just going to add some lemon juice, and this will prevent our apple from turning brown. There's some garlic gone in there with that, but not to worry. So I'm just taking out my walnuts, and I'm going to give them a chop. They just were literally on for, I'd say, a minute max, and you can see they're already starting to brown quite quickly. So just to bring out the flavour a little bit. Oh, they smell absolutely delicious. And toss those in on top of the greens. And then all that's left is to add your dressing and some Parmesan shavings, which I'm not going to do this second until we are ready to eat this because I don't want the leaves to wilt. But so far, that's how we're looking.